live again, and I have my spectacles, man. Where we at, man? Hot Thursday, man. Hot Thursday, man. Come on in, man. Everybody come on in, man. It's a hot Thursday. Hot Thursday, man. We live, man. Come on in, man. It's a hot Thursday, man. It's a hot Thursday, man. Come on in, man. We live, we live, we live. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. Welcome to the live chat. And remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. How's everybody doing on a hot Thursday, man? Come on in. My baby right here with me. Yeah, my baby right here. Come on in, man. Double tap, hit the like button, man. As you come in, double tap, like, share, and subscribe. Double tap, like, share, and subscribe to your guy, man. Double tap, hot Thursday. Check out the thumbnail. Do it well, do it swell. Check out the thumbnail. We're going to have another great conversation today. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to all the new subscribers, the new viewers. Thank you to everybody who are recurrent viewers who come back every day and support the conversation. This is a podcast couched in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do every day. We have a great conversation, a great podcast. The chat room is very round rumpus. The chat room goes crazy every day. The chat room, thousands of chats, thousands of viewers, thousands of retweets, thousands of shares, thousands of subscribers, and we're very excited. Thank you to everybody. And again, first one in the chat gets shouted out. First one in the chat gets shouted out without a doubt. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the livest chat. Not just welcome to the chat. Welcome to the livest chat. And remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Number one YouTube. Number one on YouTube. Number one on YouTube. Number one on YouTube. And number one on YouTube. You know how we do. It's another Thursday. Mega magnificent men getting it in. Can I get MAGA men, MAGA magnificent MAGA, MAGA magnificent men getting it in once again. Great topics. The day is October 30th. You know it's a countdown. This is what we're doing. It's a countdown of a shutdown. This is a shutdown hunger crisis. We're dealing with a shutdown countdown. So we're nearing 35 days. With 35 days, contextually, this is the discussion that we're having today. We're nearing 35 days of a shutdown. 35 days is significant. Why? Can somebody tell me in the chat what a name you got? What a name you got there. Somebody tell me in the chat why 35 days is significant to contextually debating this topic today. It's because the longest shutdown, we're currently in the second longest shutdown in American history. The longest shutdown in American history was 35 days. There was TikTok innuendo. There was discussion. There was likes. There was double tap like, hit the like and share. There was all these videos and conjecture on whether or not food stamps would be halted for November. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. It is October 30th. Halloween is tomorrow. What day is Halloween? Can you put the date of Halloween in the chat? Halloween is October 31st. The shutdown began on October 1st. That lets you know how many days we have been shut down and how close we are to that 35-day threshold. The question has been for the past podcast, how many days do you believe the shutdown will linger? Many people have said 41 days. That has been a resonating number that began here at the Perfect Timing Podcast. Remember where you heard that number first, because I think it resonated for a reason. 41 days is what people have said here. The significance of 41-day shutdown is because during the last shutdown, which was the longest shutdown in American history, there's a couple contextual aspects you cannot leave out when having this discussion. 35 days. I believe it was 2019, 2018. You guys correct me in the chat. 35 days under the current president. It was his first administration. Donald Trump had the longest shutdown in American history with 35 days. The reason we're talking about this today is we're on the 30th day. We're coming up on the 31st day. Donald Trump won't be back in the White House until November 1st. We talked about, yeah, did you guys know Donald Trump was on a trip to Asia? Right? House is in recess. I've laid a foundation to have an intelligent debate about this so you understand the different roles and responsibilities of the branches of government, the House, the Senate, and the president. And you need to understand contextually as we get into this today, we're just beginning, that the House is currently on recess. Mike Johnson, leader of the House, did you know who Mike Johnson was? Mike Johnson, who passed the Clean CR, bipartisan leader of the House. Why should he open the House? Bipartisan leader of the Mike Johnson passed the Clean CR, said, why am I going to open up the House if the president is in Japan? Remember, I presented to you yesterday, the president is on the Asia tour. He just secured $550 billion. Can we put 550 billion, not million, $550 billion in investments for jobs, not welfare, not entitlement. See, the president is not in Japan trying to secure entitlement funding. Can we just understand this so we understand the priorities of MAGA? When we understand the priorities of MAGA and the priorities that need to be the focus of most Americans, the president is not even here to sign a budget. You can't get a budget signed without the president. This is very important for people who are depending on entitlements, which you should not be depending on entitlements, but some people do depend on entitlements and they're wondering, but let's leave out the entitlements. What about the federal workers? What about the soldiers? Well, we learned that the Trump administration found a way through private funding to pay the soldiers, but we have a lot of federal workers and the millions being furloughed. A lot of federal workers have to go to work and not be paid, like air traffic controllers. So they are the ones suffering, but those are the people not getting talked about. People want to talk about SNAP and EBT benefits. We're not talking about furloughed federal employees that have to come back to work even though they're not getting paid. How did we stop talking about the air traffic controller? Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. You know why Stephen A. Smith got canceled for a couple days? Because Jasmine Crockett, she looks beautiful with her new hair. Anybody seen Jasmine Crockett brand new hairdo? Well, see, Stephen A. Smith had to be canceled for a couple days because Stephen A. Smith during the town hall made the biggest point, and he said that we need to walk off the stage because no one is addressing the black man in the audience who happened to be an air traffic controller who now has to drive Uber at night. Now, wait a minute. He still has to go to work to be an air traffic controller. Did you guys understand what I'm saying? He works for the federal government. He's an essential employee. He cannot go home. He cannot quit. He cannot not show up to work. We need him. That's why people are still flying on planes. Do you know the airports would be shut down if federal employees who are not getting paid? We got to have a talk this morning. We got to have a real talk this morning. The airports, you would not be able to fly for holidays. You would not be able to go home. Sports players, if it were not for federal employees who are still going to work every day unpaid. I want to say thank you for your service. As we start today's podcast, can we say thank you to the federal employees like the air traffic controller when Stephen A. Smith walked off the stage? See, we're not talking about that air traffic controller and essential federal employees. Why? Because they canceled Stephen A. Smith for a couple days because he said something about Jasmine Crockett that I believe is true. Charlie Kirk was right about Jasmine Crockett. Stephen A. Smith is right about Jasmine Crockett. And the Perfect Timing podcast is right about Jasmine Crockett. She is not capable. She should not be in office. She should go be a model or a TV pundit, but she should not be a representative because of how she has wasted time and money of the American people and the people of Texas. What about those 5 seats, Jasmine Crockett? Those the air traffic controller is an essential employee. You understand? The air traffic controller has to go to work, but now he has to go drive Uber at night to pay for his daughter's tuition. Jasmine Crockett, those 5 seats that you caused a big hullabaloo over are not essential. and I explain the congressional math to my audience. Do you understand, Jasmine Crockett? If you lose the 5 seats and you gain them in California, guess what is still true? Congressional math says that the House still stays in the hands of the Republicans, the Senate still stays in the hands of the Republicans, and the White House is being ran by Big Daddy Trump. So Jasmine Crockett created a national disgrace. She got on a plane and left Texas, left her job. She got other politicians to get on the plane and leave Texas and leave her job. She swore to be a representative of the public. She took other duly nominated and elected politicians with her. Governors from Democratic states welcome these. I want to add a question. Governors from these Democratic, liberal, left-leaning states welcome Jasmine Crockett instead of sending her back to work. Welcome Jasmine Crockett over 5 seats that are not essential, like the air traffic controller. This is the reality. But let's talk about this EBT food stamp shutdown starvation plot by the Democrats. The Democrats are trying to starve you. Why would the Democrats want to shut down the government and starve 42 million people? I argue because Chuck Schumer sees AOC coming from the left. Chuck Schumer is coming down the lane. Chuck Schumer bobbing and weaving. Chuck Schumer woeing and bowing. Chuck Schumer sees AOC coming from the left. AOC coming in with the 1-2 and the uppercut. Chuck Schumer all the way knocked out. Yes, AOC is going to challenge Big Daddy Beer Gaming in the building. What's up with your brother? Salute to you, BDBGP. Chuck Schumer is afraid that Chuck Schumer is afraid that AOC is going to primary him from the left. So when you hear MAGA Republicans like Mike Johnson saying that the issue with the Democrats is the Democrats are willing to starve Americans to satisfy the super left leaning, and Mike Johnson says Marxist left. And I argue, why did that go through? Okay. Now I argue that Mike Johnson is correct. I argue that Chuck Schumer is afraid of the super left base. And the reason I say Chuck Schumer is afraid of this left wing of the party is AOC. AOC represents, Acosta represents this super left wing. Jasmine Crockett represents this super left wing. And now that Chuck Schumer understands that it's a huge possibility that AOC will primary him from the left. How does that occur? Do you guys remember the Tea Party when the Republicans said that the Republicans weren't conservative enough, so they created something called the Tea Party? Reminiscing back to the founders, right? And then they started to primary current elite How did we get to MAGA? Do you guys understand how we got to MAGA? How did the Republicans become the party of the people? It started with the Tea Party, seeing that what's going on with the Democrats once upon a time happened with the Republicans, where it was full of rich elite old cronies. And the Tea Party primaried them from the right and challenged them on conservatism and even understanding what Republican voters really wanted in the 2020. You guys remember the Tea Party? Right now, you have an ultra left being led by the, what's the name of the girls? Come on, y'all, help me out in the chat. What's their name? AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Omar, what's the name of the crew? What's their name? Put it in the chat right now. What's the name of those 4? You know what I'm saying? They lead the ultra left, right? And now Bernie Sanders, you see Bernie Sanders, who's a senator. Did you guys notice? What's the name of those 4? Put it in the chat. Bernie Sanders sitting next to AOC in the town hall. I found that odd. You should have found that odd too. Why? Because Bernie Sanders is a senator, the squad. Thank you very much, Eric. They're called the squad, leaders of the mega left. Am I right or wrong? People want to say the left is not radicalizing individuals because they don't acknowledge the mega left. But you know about the squad, Edward. So Edward knows about the mega left, who actually leads the Democratic Party, not Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders are being muscled by the squad and the mega left. Yes, they are, ladies and gentlemen. Back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a phomatic, built for tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last. We're going to get this done real fast. What's up with Relax and Talk Sports in the building? Everybody right now, double tap, hit the like button, double tap, hit the like button. You're watching the Perfect Timing Podcast. Double tap, hit the like button. Thank you to everybody watching right now. What day is it in the shutdown? Right now, what day is it in the shutdown? How many people knew that Trump was not in Washington, D.C.? How many people understand that you cannot get a budget if the president is not here to sign the bill? And the president is currently on a tour in Asia, securing funding from Japan, $550 billion, including $10 billion from Toyota and brand new auto plants. I showed you yesterday Trump signing that agreement with brand new prime minister who was viral, who recent viral fame of the Japanese prime minister agreeing. Oh my, did y'all see the Japanese prime minister? This was a week or so ago, going viral for her views on immigration in Japan. Is there a video of, Japanese prime minister, Japanese prime minister on her views on immigration in Japan. Now, Trump signed a deal with her. Let's listen to. If that bring me back, does that bring me back? How am I doing right now? Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know in the chat right now. I gotta go to my own channel? I gotta go to my own channel. Check me out. Check me out. Check me out. Mic check. Mic check. Check me out. Mic check. We're going to go to the Japanese prime minister talking about immigration in a minute. Japanese prime minister talking about immigration. Just let you know about these MAGA principles that are global now. These MAGA principles are global. Talking about immigration. Okay. We doing good. We doing good. I had to double tap, hit the like button, you guys. Double tap and hit the like button. That's what I need you to do. Double tap and hit the like button. All right, we're going to go to our video evidence. I know we was having a good time. Don't worry, we're going to get back to it. I see everybody flowing back in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's flow with it. Now, let me introduce you to the new Prime Minister of Japan, because a lot of people who saw my video yesterday, when you saw Trump signing documents yesterday in Japan with this lady here, this is who Trump was with yesterday, signing those documents about that $500 billion investment, right? This is the new prime minister, right? Trump is in Japan, just signed documents with this lady. Let me let you hear about her MAGA principles.
私は外国人との穏やかな、お互いに思いやりを持って生きられる付き合い方はどうすればできるんか、一遍ゼロベースで考えるつもりです。毎年毎年、私たちと文化や何もかもがあんまりにも違う人たちをまとめて入れていくということ、この政策は一旦考え直さなあきません。
We must pause and reconsider it. Keep bringing in people of different cultures and it don't work. Those who come with economic motives and claim to...
経済的な動機でやってきて難民を主張する人、きちんと。
Such people will be promptly sent home. Such people will be promptly sent home also regarding those who overstay illegally.
お帰りをいただきます。また不法滞在の人たちにも厳格に法律
They too will be strictly required to obey the law.
を守っていただきます。私は
Do y'all hear what she said? This is the brand new prime minister of Japan. This is the brand new prime minister of Japan. I just wanted to give you context because this is a contextual discussion we're having today. A lot of people don't know what's going on in geopolitics. This is the best place for you to be. This is the best conversation for geopolitical conversation on YouTube right now, independent media. I just introduced you to the brand new prime minister of Japan. Why did I introduce you to the brand new prime minister of Japan who holds MAGA conservative views on the border and immigration, similar to Donald Trump in the United States? That is her speech. That is her acceptance speech. Hello, this is the acceptance speech of the brand new prime minister, who is a beautiful woman. Hello, let's see, the sexism and racism has to get out of these political conversations for the intellectual. This ain't about sex and race, because she is a woman and she is Japanese, but these truths are self-evident. She has the same views on the border as Trump. She has the same views on immigration as Trump. And in her acceptance speech to being prime minister of Japan, she wanted to say that we are going to stop immigration. Did you hear what she said? Immigration in Japan is on pause with the brand new prime minister. She said we're going to get all this right. If you here over this reason, you got to go home. If you overstay, you're going to have to obey the law. This is the brand new prime minister of Japan. Why is it relevant to the shutdown and the shutdown hunger crisis? Because President Trump is in Japan. President Trump just signed a deal with the brand new prime minister of Japan for $550 billion. You can't get your food stamps back on as long as Trump is in Japan. The House is on recess. Do you understand the priorities of MAGA? The Democrat priority is supposed to be entitlements and food stamps. Do you know I'm excited? Do you know I'm excited? I am happy. I am proud of Trump. As far as I'm concerned, Trump could stay in Japan and keep making deals. Keep getting us deals, Trump. Keep getting us investments. Don't rush to come back because of food stamps and entitlements, because I don't benefit from food stamps. How many people feel like me in the chat? I am happy Trump is in Japan securing $10 billion from Toyota to build brand new auto plants, multiple plants. Not one plant, but brand new auto plants. What is that? Jobs, not entitlements, not welfare. Trump is not even in the White House. Trump is not concerned about welfare. The Democrats who you vote for should be concerned about welfare are on vacation. Can we have a real talk? The Democrats who you vote for, who you believe in, who is your king? Because remember, you said no king. Well, guess what? You don't have a king right now. Can I get some laugh emojis in the chat? Remember, they they said no king? Well, the king is in Japan. You got what you asked for. Remember, grandma said, be careful what you ask for. Remember, they said no king, right? Well, Trump is in Japan. You can't get no food stamps when Trump is in Japan. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? I am laying a foundation. They got protests, 7 million people, largest protest in American history. No king, no king, no king, no king. Well, guess what? You got what you asked for. Trump went on a Asian tour. Yeah, Trump is going to Japan and all Asian going to China and securing trade and tariff and investments because you didn't want no king. Why should he stay in the White House? I don't understand why he should stay in the White House. Trump, they didn't want you in the White House. Go get me some more investments. You're doing great. MAGA is happy. MAGA is proud. MAGA loves you, Trump. Thank you, Trump, for getting $550 billion from the new Japanese prime minister. Thank you, Trump, for securing $10 billion in investment for Toyota for new plants being built in America. Don't you dare rush back to Washington, D.C. to worry about food stamps. There is nothing to worry about. I promise you, the obese, the overweight, the overfed will be just fine. Trump, you keep going and you keep visiting countries. You keep getting us investments. What I want Trump to do is worrying about make America great again. And I like $500 billion. Who else like $500 billion? I like Toyota building new plants. I like trade and tariffs that benefit American workers. I'm going to say it again. I like trade and tariff that benefit American workers. And guess what? Sounds like Japan is not upset. Double tap and hit the like button. Double tap and hit the like button. God forbid we have a trade and tariff policy that benefits the American worker who has been crushed under Democrat and liberals who refuse to raise the minimum wage. Do you know American workers are some of the poorest workers? You have some of the lowest life standards, but yet you've been living under Democratic rule for the past fifth. Do you understand? Obama was 8 years and Biden was 12 years. Out of the last 20 years, Trump was only president 4 years. See, the Democrats don't like to do math because math will make you mad. I like math. Do you like math? I like math. Can you do some math with me today? What is the reality of the past 20 years of Americans? Well, the past 20 years, we saw some of the greatest liberal growth and strides that we've ever seen in this country. Barack Obama, the first Black president, was in office 8 years. Yes, after Barack Obama, we had Trump 4 years, then you had Biden. Do you guys understand? Out of the past 20 years, the Democrats have been leading the ball over 15 years, and they never rose the minimum wage. Your quality of life went down. The entire 8 years under Obama, 2 wars, war in Iraq, war in Afghanistan. Do you remember how Biden, the debacle of Biden pulling out of Afghanistan? Do you remember what America looked like under Democratic regime and leadership? Debacles in 2014 in Ukraine that came to haunt us in 2025. I said debacles in the Democratic leadership in Ukraine in 2014, Hillary Clinton in 2012 in Jamaica and Haiti. And we're going to pay for that today after the Haiti Jamaican storm, that hurricane category 5. Why are we not talking about it? Because we're going to have to talk about the ghost of Hillary Clinton, just like the ghost of Biden and Obama is hovering over the Ukraine going back to 2014. These are the realities of our world that we live in. The damn minimum wage stays $7 an hour. Trump got to come in and save the day by creating and fixing the trade and deficit. We have a trade deficit. America has been in a trade deficit. You know what I asked the Democratic trolls? Do you know? And they never know the answer. Tell me what the tariff was for Japan before Donald Trump. Tell me what the tariff was for the EU before Donald Trump. Tell me what the tariff was for China. Do you know? See, you think you know about tariffs. You think you know about trade. All you do is watch television. You don't know how to read. You don't know how to do math. Who cares? Exactly. That's the damn truth. Who cares? That's why I say Trump, stay in Japan. Because obviously they not hungry. Can I get they not hungry in the chat? Because the Democrat trolls are saying, who cares? I'ma say they not hungry. And you know what? We don't care. That's why Trump is in Japan. And I'm not even gonna laugh. I'm not even gonna clap because it's serious. This is a serious discussion. We don't care. Do you understand? MAGA Republicans don't care. And you not gonna be hungry. And if you is hungry, we don't care. They just said in the chat, who cares? Because you a troll. But you don't understand that the MAGA Republicans absolutely don't care. Thank you, Johnny. What does that say? I don't know how to say it. They ain't hungry. They ain't hungry and they don't care. They ain't hungry and they don't care. I said it, Trump. Trump, stay in Japan, Trump. Get me some more deals. Go to China. Tell China ain't no more free ride. Trump, stay in Asia and let them know ain't no more free ride. And don't you worry about one Democratic freeloader because they just told us in the chat. Who cares? They ain't hungry. They ain't hungry, Trump. Hey, Mike Johnson, ain't no reason to come off recess. See, Mike Johnson was right. Ain't no reason to come off recess, Mike Johnson, because the Democrats don't care. See, the Democrats want you to feel pain. Unfortunately, MAGA don't feel no pain. Anybody from MAGA feel pain in the chat? MAGA not feeling no pain. MAGA not feeling no pain. It ain't no thing. MAGA ain't feeling no pain. See, but the Democrats is feeling pain. The Democrats are supposed to protect you and protect your food stamps. They ain't protecting your food stamps. Let me give you some. Can we break it down? Can we break it down? Break it all the way down to the boogie down. Can we break it down to the boogie down? Huh? Can we break it down to the boogie down? I want to break it down to the boogie down. Cardi B rants on raccoon hunting for Thanksgiving amid snap shutdown cuts. Cardi B rants among raccoon. What is Cardi B talking about? Raccoon. Rapper Cardi B unleashed a viral profanity-filled video criticizing President Donald Trump's policies, warning that low-income Americans resort to hunting raccoons for Thanksgiving. Is that right? They not hungry in my chat. If SNAP benefits lapse due to government shutdown, now it's the 29th day. We in 29 days of shutdown, and they want to joke about hunting for raccoons. I want to say they not hungry. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. See, this is the reality of the Democrats. They want to shake their booties and they want to make jokes. Cardi B talking about hunting for raccoons. I want to tell you that they not hungry. They not hungry. This is what they want to talk about.
Now they're saying, well, the immigrants' job is gone. Get to work, motherfuckers. Just because the immigrants are gone don't mean that we're going to give you this free food. Y'all get to fucking working.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. This is Cardi B. This is can we be honest about what we're about to watch? We're watching a married woman who slept and got pregnant with a man who's not her husband, right? This is a married woman who slept with another man who's not her husband and got pregnant, and she wants to talk to the American people about politics. This is your king. They wanted to know who is the king.
Yeah. So while y'all was happy and all that shit, and I hope white people is watching me. Well, not just all white people. I'm not gonna put everything, but there's a lot of white Americans, a certain type of white Americans that like they are so, they country, they eat raccoons and shit, all type of shit. They live in the Appalachian fucking mountains and shit like that. And these are the type of people because we live in certain ghettos, we live in certain poverties, but then there's certain poverties that white folks live in. They live in trailers, they live in mountains, they fucking eat squirrels and shit. And those are the type of white Americans that they live in towns that like they used to like do coils and shit, like coal, whatever, and now they're out of jobs and all that.
Did she say coils? I think, did she mean coal plant? Did she call the coal plant coils? You can't make it up. She said coils, coal mining. And this is the most racist rant I've ever seen and heard in my life. What do you mean trailer parks and raccoons? What does that have to do with what's actually going on politically in the Democratic Party? This is why the Democrats are dead last, because you want to listen to individuals who are complete idiots and devoid of any facts or intelligence. Thank you. She sounds crazy.
That shit, and instead of blaming America and technology for the poverty that they're going through, they blame it on the immigrants. And these are the type of people that I want y'all to watch this live, because y'all thought that immigrants and this and that, and we gotta go for Donald Trump. Y'all thought that he was gonna be your hero. He don't fucking like y'all. Yo, poor, you're poor. He don't fucking like you. He don't like you. He don't give a fuck if you black, white, Asian, Spanish. If you poor, he don't fucking like you. He ain't for you. Okay? He ain't fucking for you. And now,
So the Democrats are for the poor. Is that what she's saying? The Democrats like poor people because the Democrats have the government shut down. The Democrats are starving 42 million. Who is for the poor? I just want to know. Nancy Pelosi, multi-millionaire, getting a tax break from the Big Beautiful Bill. Maxine Waters, multi-millionaire. Chuck Schumer, 75 years old. Did you guys know Chuck Schumer, 75 years old? Nancy Pelosi, 85 years old, $400 million. Who is she talking about? Who?
ain't no fucking food stamps. Y'all motherfuckers gonna have to hunt raccoons and shit for Thanksgiving.
Ain't no food stamps. Y'all gonna have to hunt raccoons for Thanksgiving. I should have named the podcast the Raccoon Hunt. That's why I need to change the name. In the replay, y'all might see the name change to the Raccoon Hunt, because that's what the Democratic Party, who ain't hungry, they don't understand nothing going on in geopolitics right now. Can we? I just need everybody watching. Can we? Can we explain? I've been telling you all week that the Democrats are responsible for the shutdown. I have a video here showing. Where's my video of the Democrat? Okay, here we go. Explaining what I've been saying all week about the Congress, the Senate, the president, the appropriation bill, the clean CR being funded at Democratic levels. Do you guys understand that the government is shut down for the first time while having a clean CR? I believe part of the problem is people like Cardi B and the people who listen to Cardi B do not know what a clean CR is. This is the major problem with this contextual debate. They don't know what a clean CR is. They don't know what the roles and responsibilities of the three branches of government are. And when you have idiots who don't know what a clean resolution is, who don't know what the role and responsibility of Congress as opposed to Senate is, then you have these idiotic comments and remarks. They don't understand that the job of Congress was to create a budget in a form of an appropriation bill on October 1st. When Congress failed to create a budget, which is Congress's job, not the Senate's job, that is so very important that you understand the different roles as it is written in the articles of the Constitution. What I am speaking to you is integral to American Democrat This is what we all about. The Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the framers, the three branches of government, including the Supreme Court. What is the roles and responsibilities of the Supreme Court, the White House, the Senate, and the Congress? Well, in the articles, it explicitly describes the Congress's job is to create a budget via an appropriation bill. That was due on October 1st. When Congress was unable to get the full budget done via the appropriation bill, in lieu of passing a budget, which is Congress's job, Mike Johnson passed what is known as a stopgap bill, i.e., a clean resolution. A clean resolution says we will keep the government open. The Republicans said and passed a clean resolution, keeping the government open and putting turkeys on your table. You have to understand the truth. Shout out to Mrs. Perfect Timing, man. Hit the like button, double tap, hit the like button. Mike Johnson and the Congress, it's their job to create a budget via an appropriation bill by October 1st. They did not do it. But Mike Johnson and the Republicans did not want the government to shut down, did not want you to go hungry. So Mike Johnson, leader of the House, and Mike Johnson is a Republican. You should know these names. If you're hungry, you would know who the hell I'm talking about, but you're not hungry. Mike Johnson passed a clean CR. Why am I so excited? Why is it so important? Because do you know what a clean CR is? A clean CR would have funded the government at current Biden levels. It would have made no Trump changes. The Republicans wouldn't have got any cuts. We would have went back into negotiation. So in lieu of creating a budget where the Republicans would want concessions because we're in power, Mike Johnson said we don't want people to be hungry for the holidays. So while we argue over the budget, we can pass what is known as a clean CR, which is funding the government, keeping the soldiers paid, keeping the federal employees at work, keeping the food stamp Section 8, TANF cash aid rolling through the holidays. Mike Johnson and the Republicans passed the clean CR. It got to the Senate, and Senate Republicans agreed to pass the clean CR, funding the government at Biden levels with no changes while we hash it out, while we argue. Chuck Schumer, who is afraid of losing his job to AOC and the squad and the mega left, shut down the government, which has never been done with the clean CR, funding the government at the level he asked for. This is what Chuck Schumer is lying to you about. The clean CR funds the government at the levels the Democrats want because it's the same budget as before. Chuck Schumer shut down the government to appease the mega left, the squad, who is the true leaders of the Democratic Party. This is your reality. And for all the people who are want to say mean things about the MAGA Republicans, Trump is in Japan. There is no bill being signed until Trump gets back. But I want to play a video for you. I want to play a video for you that explains. The video is quite long, but it's a proper explanation of what is going on. And this is much better than Cardi B cursing and profanity and not having on proper.
Why is the government shutdown not a both sides issue? Why are the Democrats to blame? Well, Democrats are using a short-term spending bill to push long-term policy changes that don't belong there. They've said it outright. They will not vote to reopen the government unless their healthcare demands are met. What they're demanding is an extension of temporary COVID-era spending that artificially lowered healthcare costs under the Affordable Care Act. Those measures were not part of the ACA itself. They were emergency subsidies created under the American Rescue Plan Act and later extended through 2025 by the Inflation Reduction Act. When that spending expires, the ACA simply returns to its original pricing framework, Not a spike, not a crisis, just a return to baseline after years of inflated relief funding. And yes, people will feel it. Premiums will adjust. But that's not because Republicans raised prices. It's because Democrats are refusing to admit that these subsidies were temporary. They're using the fear of higher costs, a perception they created, to justify holding the government hostage. And because Republicans are in full power, this is great leverage to make it look like it's their fault. Now, here's where it gets even more reckless. They're not just trying to extend the pandemic subsidies, they're also trying to reopen and revise parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill, a massive spending law that's already been passed and signed into law earlier this year. The One Big Beautiful Bill reshaped portions of Medicaid and other federal programs, and Democrats now want to undo sections of it by tying their changes to the current funding debate. Instead of debating revisions through normal legislative order, they're trying to squeeze them into the continuing resolution, which is a short-term bill that's supposed to do one thing: keep basic government operations funded. And that's the abuse here. A continuing resolution isn't a policymaking tool per se, it's a bridge, a stopgap to prevent a shutdown while Congress negotiates the full budget.
Amen.
Using it to rewrite sections of existing law, whether that's the pandemic relief measures or the One Big Beautiful Bill, is procedural malpractice.
Amen.
Again, not the right place, not the right time. Look, the Democrats are desperate. They are held captive by the socialist wing of their party, the Democratic Socialists of America. And they know the only thing they have to appease that base is empty rhetoric about Trump, MAGA, and the Republicans. So it's not really about healthcare, in my view, it's about control, about rewriting existing law through the wrong channel and using a temporary funding bill to do it. And as more people understand that, it'll be hard to unsee the man behind the curtain.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know so many people won't understand that, but thank you so much. I've been saying this the whole time. He just said it so clearly. A clean resolution is a stopgap. You don't try, it's procedural malfeasance to try to fit in what you did not get out of the big, beautiful bill into the clean resolution. The clean resolution is not the budget. It is just a stopgap because you guys could not create the budget on October 1st. So the Republicans agreed to a clean CR, which would have funded the government and kept food stamps rolling. Do you guys understand that? The Republicans agreed to a clean CR, which would have kept you having your food stamps. And the Democrats said no to current funding. Then this is the part you need to understand. Why did Chuck Schumer say no? It was because when I played for you that scary, that horrible town hall with Bernie Sanders and AOC, it just was a week ago during the shutdown. Bernie Sanders and AOC held a town hall during the shutdown. The number one thing that came out of the Bernie Sanders, who was a senator, and AOC is a congresswoman, I don't know why they're standing next to each other, Senator, Congress, and they wanted us to ignore that. But the number one thing that came out of the town hall is the question from the public: is AOC going to primary Chuck Schumer? And Bernie Sanders came to her defense. The senator, remember the dynamics of this. The senator came to the defense of the congresswoman and said her political aspirations are private. I argue that she's running for public office. So if you're going to primary Chuck Schumer from the left, it's not private. It's actually public. And it's kind of horrendous for you two guys to insinuate that her political ambitions are private. So Chuck Schumer is shutting down the government because of the squad, and AOC is coming for that ass from the left. Yes. So Chuck Schumer has to appease the people who love and support AOC because he believes that they will vote him out of office. Correct? Correct. So now you have to understand what a clean CR is. What a clean CR is where Trump is and why your government is shut down and why it's the Democrats' fault. I want to say to you all that Trump is not coming back to November 1st. We are not getting food stamps November, but beyond that, what I want to share with the audience is that last time the government shutdown went 35 days, TANF cash benefits were delayed 15 days. If the government shutdown goes to 41 days, as predicted by the Perfect Timing podcast, if the government shutdown goes to 41 days, Section 8 and cash benefits will be affected. And also, let me make you guys understand, November is gone, right? If the shutdown goes 41 days, then we're talking about December. Everyone laughing and Cardi B talking about hunting and everything Cardi B said, that goes out the window. If the shutdown goes to 41 days, we're talking about no food stamps in December. But because the shutdown has been 41 days, we're also talking about cash aid being halted. And then we get into child care in Section 8. I explained to you that the cash aid and the Section 8 come in block grants that are yearly. Right now, Section 8 offices, Social Security offices, and welfare offices are closed. Nobody can apply for new Social Security, new welfare. What if children are born? What if somebody has a baby and they need to go to the welfare office? You can't apply. You're going to have to wait. You couldn't get food stamps anyway, but during this current shutdown, because federal workers have been furloughed, Section 8 offices, Social Security offices, welfare offices, WIC offices are already closed and shut down, meaning no new people can apply for these entitlement programs. What you guys need to understand is that when you come back, when the government is open, there will be stronger restrictions. If the shutdown goes 41 days, we are talking about December. Okay, November, Cardi B is still joking. That's why I said they not hungry. If the shutdown goes past 35 days, which was the last one, we are now talking about entitlements for December. Do you guys understand? Tomorrow is Halloween. We're already in November. We have to realistically now start to talk about, because what I explained to you is how long it takes the government to ramp back up. So let's say the government opens back up mid-November. It takes time. It takes time for the government to get workers back, to get things back running up to full speed, and to get people paid on an annual basis on time. Payments were delayed by 15 days last time when the government was only shut down for 35 days. If the government is shut down for 41 days, how long will payments be delayed? Will you get a payment in December? This is my question. This is why Cardi B is making jokes, why TikTokers are making videos. It is November. You can't wait 2 more days because Trump is not coming back to November 1st. So you won't get food stamps until November. I am explaining to you logistically what you need to be prepared for December. Everybody is joking. They don't care about November. Maybe they'll care about Christmas in December. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But you need to understand logistically, if the government doesn't open till the middle of November, what is the possibility that you will not get not only food stamps, but cash aid and Section 8 may be affected for December? This is the conversation. This is the conversation. And you need to talk to Chuck Schumer. You need to talk to Chuck Schumer and AOC. The other conversation that we didn't quite get to, the U.S. government shutdown is now in day 30. Listen to this. The U.S. government shutdown is now on its 30th day since October 1st. This threatens to halt SNAP benefits for 42 million recipients starting November 1st amid partisan impasses on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies set to expire at year's end. Remember what we just watched. subsidies that were already set to expire. I've been saying all year, Trump only been president 6 months. Trying to blame Trump for these things that already were put in motion before his presidency is very sad. Let's say Republicans controlling the White House under President Trump and majorities in Congress have proposed clean continuing resolutions 13 times. Remember what I said. They proposed a clean resolution 13 times, but Democrats have blocked them via filibuster. These are realities. I'm not making this up. I'm going to read that again. The White House under President Trump and majorities in Congress has proposed a clean continuing resolution 13 times. 13 times Trump tried to get you your food stamps. But the Democrats have blocked them via filibuster, insisting including subsidies to avert premium increases, meaning they want to include changes to the Affordable Care Act in the Clean CR. They want to include changes to the big, beautiful bill that already passed in the Clean CR, which, like the brother I just played said, is procedural misconduct. You don't put that in the Clean CR. All the Clean CR is a stopgap bill, so you guys can go argue the budget. You can't change the big, beautiful bill. The big, beautiful bill already passed. We get it. We want the American people to be upset at the big, beautiful bill, but you didn't do the politics correctly. The big, beautiful bill passed the House and the Senate without any debate. Now you want to shut down the government and say the big, beautiful bill is bad. Why didn't you say it when it was time to pass the bill? Do you understand? Let's keep going. Insisting on including subsidies to avert premium increases for millions during open enrollment. States like Maryland, New York, and Arizona are declaring emergencies and diverting funds to ease the impact on families while federal workers remain unpaid, and bipartisan talks suggest possible short-term deal next week.
The senior senator from Virginia, and this is noteworthy because I want to quote to you a couple of.
Now let's listen to Mike Johnson. I've been educating you about Mike Johnson. So here it is again. Senate Democrats are openly admitting they're keeping the government shut down as leverage to appease their far left base. Virginia's own senators, Mark Warner and Senator Tim Kaine, claim federal workers actually want to go unpaid. Do you believe this? The largest federal worker union, AFGE, is begging them to end the shutdown. They know the pain, missed paychecks, delayed flights, raising costs. Democrats know it too. They just don't care. Democrats know it too. They just don't care.
Those senators over there in the Democrat side, listen to this nonsense. Senator Mark Warner, the senior senator from Virginia, and this is noteworthy because Virginia is the state with the largest number of federal employees. He claims that federal workers want him to vote against reopening the government. He literally said, quote, "I think they want us to fight this." Fight what, Mark? What are you talking about? We have a clean CR. This is not a partisan dispute. It's ridiculous. Senator Tim Kaine is the junior senator from the same state of Virginia with the largest number of federal employees. And he said, quote, "I work very closely with them and the AFGE would not want us to cut a deal." What the heck are you talking about, Senator? There's no deal here. We're not talking about a deal. We're talking about a clean CR that all of you voted for even as recently as this year. And here's my favorite one. This is the best quote. When asked about the AFGE statement from the big union, Senator Jeanine Shaheen said, quote, "I had a conversation with the president of AFGE earlier, right after the shutdown, and that was their position then." So let me just translate for you. Senator Shaheen spoke with the head of the largest federal employee labor union. The president of that union explained to her the harmful effects of a shutdown. And then Senator Shaheen went out and voted to close the government anyway and continued to do that more than a dozen additional times. Senate Democrats knew the pain this would cause. They knew about the missed paychecks. They knew the uncertainty of making rent for so many people. They knew about the missed meals. They knew about delayed flights. They knew that our nuclear arsenal and our national defense would be negatively affected by this, and they did not care. They shut the government down anyway to appease the far left voices of their base. And the Democrats have some soul searching to do. Are they going to continue to do that? Are they going to run from the far left and do their bidding? Or are they going to do right by millions of federal workers and the American people who continue to show up to work daily without pay? Are they going to do right and reopen the government so that those people are taken care of instead of the Marxist far left base in their party? That is the question. And we pray that Senate Democrats come to their senses before the situation becomes too dire.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson. I love the way Mike Johnson is showing up for this issue. You look great, brother. You're doing a great job of leadership in the House. You're doing a great job of leadership with the Republicans. I'm very proud of Mike Johnson. Can we get a hands up for Mike Johnson and the MAGA Republicans in the Senate?
I want to quote to you a couple of senators.
Good job, Mike Johnson. I'm very proud of you, man. Let's go. Let's keep going. About my the House Oversight Committee, and we're going to talk about the auto pen for Joe Biden. Let's go into this. House Republicans demand DOJ probe into Biden's auto pen pardons. I don't know how much you've heard about this, but I don't know if this is speared on by Kamala Harris's book, 107 Days, where Kamala Harris has a new book, I believe is part of her campaign for 2028. In that book, Kamala Harris details the fact that she believed she was hypnotized, and she said, she, quote, I was hypnotized and the Democratic Party was hypnotized by Bill and Joe Biden. We should have stopped them, and we should have told them he couldn't run because of his cognitive decline. So Kamala is admitting in her new book, 107 Days, that she was hypnotized and the Democrats were hypnotized. And I think that's relevant to recent reports from the House Oversight Committee about auto pen pardons and cognitive ability of Joe Biden, when people like Kamala and the Democratic leadership actually knew what was going on. Let's take a little listen right now. Republicans on the House Oversight Committee released a report on October 28, 2025, accusing White House aides of using an auto pen to sign pardons and executive actions without former President Joe Biden's personal approval. Starting from his 5th day in office. Wow. Wow. That is just scary, you guys. The report forwarded to the Department of Justice calls for an investigations and nullification of these actions targeting late 2024 pardons, including those of Hunter Biden and January 6 participants. Legal experts note that auto pen use is a long-standing presidential practice, and pardons are irreversible under the Constitution. Let me see what I got. I got Whoopi Goldberg is being caught out for making an ironic statement, possibly on Biden's auto pen. I don't
be the longest one in history. SNAP benefits are about to run out. Soybean farmers in financial crisis, and of course, there is the unreleased Epstein files.
Yes.
And
Whoopi Goldberg, I'm good. We're not showing Whoopi Goldberg, man. So the auto pen signature weren't legal, especially since Biden was non-compos mentis and the actors wielding the pen were being paid. It said Warren and others were in charge of it, which is illegal. You guys understand? Breaking Biden White House emails seem to confirm Joe Biden himself did not review pardons before they were sent to the auto pen. This scandal just got much bigger. A top Biden White House aide emailed colleagues saying Biden doesn't review the warrants and was seemingly befuddled by the legality of the clemency which were being worked out on the night of January 16th. An aide even wrote up a template for each pardon, pretending like Biden himself had verbally approved the pardons. Oh my God. Thousands of pardons and communications were approved mere hours later on January 17th at 4:59 Eastern. Most Biden pardons are illegitimate. You can't make this up, brothers. You cannot make this up. Oh my goodness. Let's keep reading. This is Anita Dunn. If you like to know why a career moderate like Joe Biden governed like Mao and ripped this country apart for 4 years, it's because the person was actually making decisions was Anita Dunn. Wow, I've been saying who was the king. Okay, James Comer says he's done calling witnesses from Biden inner circle for depositions about AutoPen. He will submit a report to President Trump in the coming days for his review. The pardons for Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney must be thrown out. Both must face justice. Did you know Adam Schiff got a pardon? Oh my God. Adam Schiff, boy, I tell you, that's why he been worried. He got a worried look on his face, man. Adam Schiff, you need to be worried, man. I tell you, boy, if I was Adam Schiff, I would be worried.
The U.S. Constitution vests executive power in a single person, president. At the founding, the president exercised the executive power through only a small group of trusted advisors and personnel. In fact, President Washington had a 4-member cabinet. Today, the president directs a Leviathan executive branch with 15 cabinet departments and at least 4 million.
That's a long-winded comment. And it looks like AI, so I'm gonna skip that. But I had something else. House Oversight Report accuses Biden aides of hiding cognitive decline. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee released a 100-page report alleging that former President Joe Biden's mental acuity deteriorated severely, prompting aides to use an auto pen for signing official documents without his involvement. The report titled "The Biden Auto Pen Presidency: Decline, Delusion, and Deception." Wow, it's like a movie, a late night movie. The report pen called "The Biden Auto Pen Presidency: Decline, Delusion, and Deception in the White House" questions the validity of actions like family pardons and refers Biden physician Dr. Kevin O'Connor, the D.C. Board of Medicine, for investigation. Democrats, including ranking member Jamie Raskin, dismissed the findings as politically motivated, relying on anecdotes rather than medical evidence, while highlighting Biden's legislative achievements. Hold on, let's
the committee, you don't agree, was in cognitive decline?
I do not, because
he was, I think we all acknowledge, and the reporting is very clear, in severe cognitive decline. And so the committee the committee, you don't agree, was in cognitive decline?
I do not, because there's no medical evidence to say that. Now that's a political talking point for some of you on the right, but there's no evidence to point to that. Dr. Scott.
Do you know?
Dr. Scott, do you have evidence?
Do you know why the president's physician took the Fifth Amendment before the committee?
No, the same reason why Republicans have taken the Fifth Amendment under oath.
Listen, if you're here to argue the sharpness of Joe Biden, I commend you on your effort.
I'm not here to argue that. I'm just saying there's no medical evidence to point there was some cognitive decline.
Do you have eyes and ears? I think you do.
I do.
Okay.
The same eyes and ears that saw.
And here's the thing:
this president prevented a government shutdown during his time. We talked about the bipartisan legislative agenda that he put together. So I do have eyes and ears, and you do too.
He was, I think we all acknowledge, and the reporting is very clear, in severe cognitive decline. And so the committee the committee, you don't agree, was in cognitive decline?
I do not, because there's no medical evidence to say that. Now that's a political talking point.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up. So Sleepy Joe did not have any cognitive decline. Look, that's what that brother said. So I'm going to show a video. Y'all tell me, because he asked, did you have ears and eyes? Remember, he said Sleepy Joe did not have cognitive decline. Y'all watch this video. Y'all watch it. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me what y'all see. Y'all tell me.
Now I just fall down
I used to know, but I'm not sure now what I
Oh shit!
Used to float, now I just fall down. I used to know.
What do you see, y'all? What y'all see?
I'm not sure now what I was made.
What is this? What do y'all see? Huh? Is this cognitive decline? Is this look? Oh man, that's just one video, man. That's just one. But you know, we just talking, man. We just talking. So they don't believe he had cognitive decline.
Interview you did it on MSNBC, and one of the quotes says, "When I deal with him, he is sharp, him being President Biden, and he is asking tough questions." Do you recall this?
I got to say, that doesn't look anything like the president that I know. When I deal with him, he's sharp, he's asking tough questions. That's the President Biden that so many of us experience every single day.
So this statement, the basis for this statement was your interactions somewhere between 1 and 5 times.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that's a bit misleading?
I think it was pretty direct and honest, and said that when I do deal with him, he's sharp, and he was asking incisive questions during my meetings with him.
But dealt with him 5 times in 24 months. That's not exactly a large scope of knowledge on how he interacts with staff. You don't think it's missing some context?
I don't.
Do you think that statement suggests that you deal with him more than you did?
I don't think so. I mean, I spoke about my own interactions with him. That's the President Biden that we experience every day.
But to the best of your recollection, 4 meetings, 2 were in person.
2 that were the 2 that I described to you that I at the very onset in the Oval. One was a Zoom where he was at Camp David, and I was a participant in the meeting. The phone call. I think there was another meeting, or another engagement, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to get an understanding. So the immunity decision was virtual with him at Camp David. There was a phone call regarding Hunter Biden's testimony.
Yes.
An in-person meeting regarding Hunter Biden's testimony. And one other in-person meeting?
About special counsel Hur's testimony.
Special counsel. So 2 in-person meetings.
Sure, at least that, yes.
Okay.
Can't make this stuff up. 2 meetings, and he said that Biden was sharp every day, but under questioning, he had to be honest that he only had been in Biden's presence twice. But he went on TV multiple times, said Biden is sharp. Every time I dealt with Biden, he was sharp.
And new information now on the people in his inner circle and how.
I had one other I wanted to show. I don't see it here. You might have to go down to Funky Town. I had it here. That's not it. How's everybody doing? Double tap at the like button. We almost had 100 likes. Thank you, everybody watching. Here we go. This is what I want to show you guys. Here it is. This is James Comer. Since they are expecting all pardons issued by President Biden in his last days as president to be declared null and void, how is this even legal? Let's listen to James Comer. This is House. Remember, he's the one who said that Trump is cleared of everything with the Epstein files, and that Bill Clinton had a tighter relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, and that's what came out of the House investigation. So let's listen to what Comer is saying about Biden in the auto pen. Can we get Biden auto pen
documents that we reviewed, never was there evidence that Joe Biden was involved in the decision making, and even more, we had evidence, Maria, that there was an obvious cover up of his mental decline. Staffers admitted that they talked about giving Joe Biden a cognitive test, but ultimately declined to do that for whatever reason. So I think that now, with what we've gathered, this is the heavy lifting. We've now passed this along to Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, and we fully expect those pardons to be declared null and void. To hold these people accountable, it's been very difficult because many were granted pardons by the auto pen on the last day of the Biden presidency with no record that Joe Biden played any role whatsoever in the authorization of those pardons. So I think all those pardons, from Dr. Fauci to the Biden family to Adam Schiff, the January 6th committee, the list goes on and on and on. I think every one of those pardons signed with an auto pen with no evidence that Joe Biden was involved in the decision making, I think every one of those can be declared null and void by the Department of Justice. And I think our evidence in the investigation will make that decision hold up in court.
That is unbelievable. I mean, you
believe that? You guys double tap hit the like button. Hit the like button, you guys. Thank you all for watching. Double tap at the like button. What do you think about Joe Biden and his cognitive ability being in question by the House Oversight Committee? And that report has been submitted to Pamela Bondi to revoke some of those pardons. I don't believe that Hunter Biden should have been pardoned in the first place. That seemed grossly unfair, grossly inappropriate. How many of you knew that many pardons were signed on midnight and not by him? You know, this is the truth about your party. You know, this is kind of sad. You know, this is kind of sad that this is the state of the government and this is what's been covered up. So yeah, man, what y'all think in the chat, man, about Biden's auto pen, man? Consequences. Finally, I agree. James Comey is going to be prosecuted. Adam Schiff needs to be prosecuted. He's currently under investigation by Pam Bondi. Latia James has been indicted by Pam Bondi's DOJ. So yeah, I agree with you. Consequences. Finally, I agree. Consequences. Finally, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. Wholeheartedly agree with that statement. Dr. Sanjay Gupta back in 2024 said it's time for President Biden to undergo detailed cognitive and neurological testing and share his results. That was the sentiment when they wanted him to step aside. But now the Democratic Party is saying that there is no medical proof. But in order to get Kamala Harris into the seat, the Democrats trotted out people like Dr. Sanjay Gupta, a famous neurologist, and he said that Biden needed to get investigated and share those results, right? I think they did that for Kamala. I think that came back to bite him. So these are the truths of your Democratic Party, and hiding these truths is a reality that you guys are gonna have to face. You know what I'm saying? This is just a reality. You know, Oversight Committee says Biden pardon signed by auto pen are void in final report. So I want to see what Bindi's going to do, because this is not conjecture anymore. What I'm saying to you today, that there was an investigation into Biden's auto pen. Double tap at the like button. What I'm saying to you, there was an investigation into the previous president using something called an auto pen, and not the fact that he used the auto pen, but the fact that certain pardons that were signed last minute on the last day were signed without his knowledge. And then they have proof, email proof and testimony from aides that said that they went ahead and did these things without the knowledge of the former president. So I want to see how Pam Bondi handles this, you know, because it's all about transparency. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say thank you to Trump. Thank you to Trump for all the hard work he put in. Thank you to everybody watching right now. Thank you to everybody who watched. Double tap, hit the like button. double tap, hit the like button. Thank you, everybody watching right now. I see a lot of people on the chat right now. What you need to do is put your question in the form of a super chat. I'll be more than happy to address your question. Go ahead and put your question in the form of a super chat. Did you guys, everybody hit the like button? Did everybody hit the like button? Right, that's important. Everybody right now, hit the like button. All right, all right. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Y'all doing real good today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. Tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Double tap, hit the like button on your way in, on your way out. Double tap the screen like this. Hit the screen like this. Boop, boop, doo. Boop, 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 boop. That's all you got to do. Keep hitting the screen just like this. Boop, boop. Everybody that just came in, if everybody that right now that just came in hit the like button, we will hit our goal. Everybody who just came in, this is what I need you to do. Double tap the screen just like this. Boop, 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 boop. When it's magical. Whenever you double, look at that. See how that worked just like that? Everybody right now, everybody at home. Everybody, it's fun. I promise you, it's fun to do it. You're gonna see the screen light up. It's extremely entertaining. That's what you do. Double click, hit the like button. Every time you come in, when you see me, I want you to double click, hit the like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and you're rocking with the best. Right now, you're watching the best podcast, the best geopolitical conversation. Go. How do you like the videos? Do this. Come on now. You like that? I liked it too. I think a lot of people liked it. This like just like this, just like this. Keep tapping. Keep tapping. There you go. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, everybody who tapped the like button. Thank you, everybody who subscribed, supported the channel, supported the podcast. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Come on. And then also, what you could also do to like the show is in the lower left-hand corner, there's a lower chevron. Hit that chevron, and you can hit a heart. You can hit the laugh. There you go. There you go. Salute to you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.